Okay, been a little while, but with the super cold that we had, we were just out of work for a little while, but now we're back to work because it's warming up again. Anyways, this is on the 2014 BC 1200 with the Cummins diesel. Once again, the throttle system was not working, but it wasn't the fix I did before. This time it was different. It was similar, but it wasn't the same thing. So once again down there, first thing I was testing was to make sure that I had voltage at that wire, that orange wire down there on that connector. That was the that fix I did before, where I got rid of the original voltage source to that throttle switch, and I ran it from in here, and there's actually the fuse that I put in there, and that's part of the system. I made sure the fuse is good, obviously made sure there was voltage there, and I actually jumped the 2 terminals on the switch, thinking, well, surely this will do it. Maybe the switch is bad, but nope. So I ended up figuring out that from there, the wire goes up to the chipper control module before the module actually sends the information out to rev the engine up to the ECM, which is up there. But the information passes through here first, and I found that the green light, damn phone won't focus, the green light for the high throttle was not coming on even when the connector had the jumper going across the 2 wires. So I and what I found too is that's J1 for this whole section, and that corresponds to this connector here. And over here, J3 would be for that connector. I think that connector goes out to the ECM, and this probably is input information. That's my guess. The only confusing thing is that there were also lights here, and that is what looks like it corresponds to J2, but there's no connector. So hard to see with the light. There's no connector there. But anyways, so once I figured out, I figured that this is probably the wire because it's white, similar gauge. It had like 15,000 ohms of resistance between this and the throttle switch, but I decided to check anyways, so cut it in a way that I could solder it again if it was the wrong one, and then I ran jumper there, and I didn't need to do this, but I went all the way down to the switch at the power end and turned the key on, and then that light for the high throttle came on. So what I just explained probably sounded pretty confusing actually, but it wasn't. Just had to figure out that that's how the system worked. So I'm just gonna run a new wire because I don't want to dig into this harness with this crap to try and find where the brake is. And I don't have the time for that, and it's just a pain in the ass digging through this stuff. So run a new wire and then start it up and actually make sure it works, and then it should be good.